So my dogs just went crazy toward the front door, which can only mean one thing. My floor seats are in. Let's go check it out. Okay, hopefully they are not breakable. So first impression is I really like it, but I definitely ordered 4, so I'll have to message someone about where the other 3 are, because I ordered 4. Okay, so I emailed customer support on Amazon. They're getting the other 3 shipped. They should be here before school starts. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get this one to the classroom, and I'll show you the rest of my flexible seating and how I use it. So I'm now in the classroom, and I'm just gonna walk you through the seating options that I have for this year. Everything except for the floor seats I've had, actually that's a lie. Everything except for the floor seats and the tall stools I've had since last year. The tall stools behind me and the floor seats that I showed you on the opening of the video, those are both new this year. So the first thing is the Big Joe beanbag chairs. They have definitely seen better days. I need to get some more of the little beads that fill them because they are collapsing on themselves, but since we can't use them at the beginning of the year, it hasn't really been urgent. But the students love these. I've got 2 of them, so I usually will draw out popsicle sticks that have the numbers on them. And if I draw your number, you sit on it for the day, and then we just rotate through until everyone's had a turn, and then we try it again. This is the floor chair, I guess. I just got this from Amazon. That's what you saw me opening at the house. This is where the other 3 will go, but for now, that's the lone one. It is adjustable. Let me show you. So it can sit straight up, and then you just kind of do it like you would a futon, and then it also has different angles in between. So super happy with that. For the floor table last year, I just had just like oversized blue pillows, and they worked really well. The kids really liked them, but they stained, and they also like got flat as the year went on. And so rather than replacing different pillows every year, I thought I would just go ahead and buy the floor seats. So hopefully the kids like those too. I do keep a table with the traditional seating available because some students do prefer this, but to give them options so that they're not just at a boring seat if they prefer something more exciting, I take the little, they're kind of like resistance bands, but they go at the bottom of the chair there, and they can bounce their feet on it. And I do want to get some wobble cushions. That way, when it's the group's turn to rotate to this table, they have the option of having something flexible and not just a boring seat. But for the kids who like the traditional seating, it is available too. The next station is the high top table with the bar stools. This is awesome because students have the option of sitting or standing at this table. They simply just, get the chair out of their way, and they can stand at the table if they prefer. Last year, I used some stools that kind of looked like this, but they had a pad on the top, and they were good. They didn't have the backrest, and they also had like a thin little pad on them, and I found that those didn't last very well. So I went ahead and just got the metal ones because these are my small group stools. I got these from Michael's, and they have held up so well. And since they did so good, I went ahead and splurged on the metal tall ones too, because I feel like these will last for several years without any issues. Worst case scenario, I might have to spend like $5 to respray paint them. I love these 2 little stools. They're just little palm leaf stools that I got from At Home. They're very cushioned on the top, and so students really enjoy sitting there. And then the crowd favorite, which is the futon. The students really seem to enjoy it here. It's got cup holders on the side, and again, like the chair, the back is adjustable, but I don't tell them that because I like for them to leave it upright. And the final station are my wobble stools, which are my personal favorite. The bottom is just slightly rounded, which lets the students kind of rock or spin around as they need to, and this is awesome for your students with busy bodies. They have worked like a charm in my room, and I love these things. Every seating option that I just showed you are seats that they sit in while I'm actually giving instruction. These are the seats that they would sit in instead of their desk and traditional chairs. Now I'm going to show you some other options I have for when I'm allowing independent work or just time for them to move around the room. These are some other options they have. First up, I have a big bin of just these fun plush pillows. They can just get one, plop it in the floor, and now they're nice and comfy when they read or when they're writing on a clipboard or whatever, but these are one option that I give them, and I've got a couple colors there. I also have these carpet squares that I keep under my futon. It is quite literally what it sounds like. They are squares of carpet, and a local carpet, retailer near my school was giving these out for free, and so of course I just snagged some from my classroom. I have tile floors, and so the students really like to be able to get a carpet square and a pillow and kind of make a cozy little area for them to read or to work. I also have what I call donuts, and these basically have all the benefits of a yoga ball, but what I love about them is that they're a disc or a donut shape instead of spherical, so they don't roll around the room. Well, they do when children don't use them appropriately, but they're not supposed to roll around the room. And last but not least, I have some scoop rockers. Scoop rockers are exactly what they sound like. They are scoop-shaped chairs that rock. And so the student can rock or even lean back in them. You can usually find these at Big Lots pretty cheap, but they do sell out fast. So I'll link them on Amazon, but just know if you are diligent with your looking, you can probably find them cheaper. I also keep a class set of clipboards as well as 4 lap desks for my students to use when they need to. So those are my flexible seating options that I offer for my students, and now I'm going to show you how I use them in the classroom. As I briefly mentioned earlier, all of the seats that are at a table are seats that students can actually sit in during instruction. Now I know this is not going to be an option for this school year, or at least for the first half of it, but typically in my classroom, students rotate from table to table weekly. So if you start at the traditional seating table, you then move to the high top, you then move to the couch area, to the wobble stools, and to the floor seat. And of course, when your number is drawn, you have your day in the beanbags as well. And it's also important to note that these seats are assigned. Students don't come in daily and just choose where they sit. Now, if they're assigned the traditional seats, I don't really care which seat they sit in as long as they make good decisions, but other than that, their group is assigned. When students are in their assigned seats, I call it closed seating. That means they don't have a choice in where they're sitting. It's simply their rotation. So for closed seating, things like donuts, scoop rockers, carpet squares, pillows, moving around the room and choosing your own seat are no-goes. Closed seating is strictly your assigned seat. But on the other hand, there's open seating. And open seating is the exact opposite. So what open seating is when the students can use any flexible seating they want, they can take it to any area of the room they want, and as long as they're meeting expectations, they're free to work in the most comfortable environment for them. That also means that if you were assigned the high tops and maybe you want a wobble stool, you can't go kick a kid out and be like, hey, I want a wobble stool today. But if a student from the wobble stool group were to go get a pillow and go work over by my door or something, then a student from the high table could go take the wobble stool seat. It's literally completely open to them. They have options, they have possibilities. I found that my students really enjoy this system, and I've also found that they seem to really respect my property, and they tend to meet my expectations really well because they are motivated by open seating. And so students always know what type of seating we have available for the time being. I keep this little sign on my board, and when it is closed, we are in closed seating. And when the sign is flipped over to open, they have open seating and are free to move about the room as they want. Also, during open seating, they're free to move about as often as they want. So if they want to start out in a wobble stool, but then later maybe they're doing a writing assignment and they finish and they're doing independent reading and they want to get comfy on the carpet for that, they have that option as well. They can basically move around and switch their location as many times as they want. And if you haven't been watching my classroom setup videos, then you may not know this, but I wanted to make sure that I made it very clear. I am fully aware of the restrictions that are going to be in place this school year. I know that things like my carpet and my pillows are probably going to have to be tucked in the closet for at least a few months this school year. So I just want to preface this by saying I am showing you all of this stuff as if it were a normal school year. A lot of these things are not going to be available for quite some time, but I just wanted to let you know that we will be taking care of that and that my classroom will be as clean and safe as possible. With that being said, that does it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss one of my videos. Until next time, bye guys!